Welcome to your daily Oracle message. My name is Yaila, joining you again in my robe, and I'm going to have to take a sip of coffee for this one because, oh, this card, this deck. Okay, first of all, let me show you what deck it comes from. This card comes from the Spiral Oracle by Lili Acuna. She is the artist of the artwork for the cards, as well as what is shared in the guidebook. This is probably one of the most abstract, unique decks I own, if not the most. But the Oracle card that came out for today, Infinity. Look at that card. Like, there's just so much going on. We're going to talk about it, and I would love to hear your thoughts as far as what you're picking up from this card as well. But infinity, when I looked at just, a definition of the word to get us on the same page, one of the definitions for infinity is unbound by space, time, and quantity, which I thought, fairly simple, but, infinity, that word is used a lot, but I just want to get us on the same page. I'm going to talk about the guidebook first, and then we'll kind of pull from the picture. We'll do it a little bit opposite today. So in her guidebook, there's just the one side description definition for the card. And what's interesting about her deck is sometimes it feels like a poem, sometimes it feels like an inner dialogue, sometimes it feels like a story. So the guidebook itself kind of has its own little energy for each card, each piece of artwork. So for this deck, it says, once upon a time, a samurai warrior came to a Zen master and asked him to explain the difference between heaven and hell. When the Zen master looked at him, he said, "I will never teach anything to someone as ignorant and violent as you." The samurai was immediately consumed by rage. He drew his sword and prepared to finalize him. Then the master said, "That is hell." Instantly, the samurai understood, and humbled by wisdom, he put away his sword and bowed in gratitude before the Zen master. The master said, "That is heaven." Does that just give you chills? Like, that gives me chills. And there's so much that comes up in my mind when I'm looking at this card, because this card right away, there's so much going on, but what stands out for me is first, my eyes are connected to the eyes in the card. So the eyes at the very bottom feel human. Um, as the eyes are progressing upward, it starts to transform. It looks like more animal or non-human, right? So it looks like human eyes transcending into non-human eyes. And then that big eyeball right in center looking upward to me represents the third eye. And there's that big spiral going up into the cosmos, the divine. But right around the eyes, you can see leaves, but the colors are like really bright, really vivid. It almost feels like I'm looking inside of a wild dream. And then there's like a network. This kind of makes me think of like neural pathways in your brain. This reminds me of like the quantum field that extends. You'll see like people, there's like all different ages. Looks like, there's a pregnant lady here. This looks like a man. The people are doing different things. This looks like a wise owl. And then you have all these like light beings up here. This huge triangle to me makes me think of the elements. Whenever you see the elements drawn, they're like the triangle, sometimes with a line through it. So air, fire, earth, water. And then you have another spiral right here, spiraling upward. Both of these are upward. So I would love to get what your interpretation of this piece of art means for you, especially when it's defined as infinity. So what comes to my mind, especially after reading the guidebook message, what are those things that, and easy things that I can pull from that happen currently are politics and religion, right? So going back to that story of the samurai and the Zen master, where there was an instant separation, an instant surge of rage from that separation that literally would cause someone to behave in a way of death, like inflicting death, inflicting harm because of an outside thing or person not wanting to follow in suit of what the samurai, we'll just say samurai so we're all on the same page. The Zen master was not wanting to play into the game or play into the story that the samurai wanted the Zen master to do, and he was literally prepared to fight him for it. And the Zen master's wisdom in that was that is hell. The separation that we create and we can feel is hell. So anywhere you feel separated from anyone, anything, even the divine source, God, universe, that is hell. When we find wisdom in everything, even if it's something that we didn't necessarily want or choose, or even felt outcasted from, but when we can feel immense gratitude and learn the wisdom from that and feel that reconnection, that in that story is heaven. So this card is such a powerful card. And I'll read just everything else it says in the guidebook beyond that. So it says, my emotions and my mind dominated me. It caused great confusion, expectations, and projections. They brought an illusionary veil that kept reality out of sight. Suffering stops when I acknowledge the ignorance of my own universe. I open up my vision and I leave room inside of me for what I didn't want to see, truth. And then the final thing it says, attention, the mind and body are part of the same being and affect each other. When I pay attention to my emotions and thoughts, I regain the sovereignty of my being. I breathe, I observe, and the peace of life and the pace of life slows down. I can now see all things clearly. Wow. So when I think about that, the different elements of this card, beyond just kind of seeing the things specifically in this card, it made me think of I studied theta healing. And in theta healing, there is a concept of planes of existence, right? So there's different levels of consciousness. The first plane of consciousness is going to be the mineral plane. So that's involving like all of those raw things that create up this earthly reality. So crystals, soil, rocks, things like that. It's the elements that make up the periodic table before they're bound together by carbon, right? That is the mineral plane. And there is a level of consciousness, the belief in theta healing, there is a consciousness in that plane. That's why people, especially in the energy world, love their crystals, because crystals carry certain elements of consciousness and vibration. The second plane of existence is going to be the plane of organic material. So that's going to be your plants, your trees, your vitamins. It's all those things are starting to be bound together by carbon. They're carbon based. So that is going to be your second plane of existence. And there is a level of consciousness in those things too. You heard about people going and hugging a tree. You can feel the energy of the vibration when you are eating really processed foods versus fruits and veggies, things that actually come from the earth that carry those trace minerals and vitamins. You can feel a different level of consciousness even within your own body, but also when you're in nature, there's a consciousness of nature itself. Just by being around a lot of green and plants, going and touching grass, there is a level of consciousness there. The third plane of existence is us, human beings. We are the protein-based life forms. So us, animals, that is the third plane of existence. Obviously, as you're moving into full protein bodies, there's another level of consciousness, right? So us as humans, we have a different level of consciousness from crystals. The fourth plane of existence is called the spirit plane. So that's kind of where our ancestors pass, when people pass from their body, their soul goes into the fourth plane of existence. So that's where our ancestors are. It's where loved ones are, people that we knew that have crossed over. Their energy, their consciousness is in the fourth plane of existence. So without a body, but they're still, a consciousness. The fifth plane of existence, according to Theta Healing, is going to be the level of your ascended masters. So beings like Jesus, Buddha, Archangel Michael, Raphael, those beings who have had a certain ascended, graduated into a certain level of consciousness where their energy can be omnipresent, right? Like more than one place. They can support people in that higher realm. Your spirit guides, it's like a higher level of consciousness is the fifth plane of existence. The sixth plane of existence, which, kind of feel like falls into the quantum field. The sixth plane of existence in theta healing is considered the laws of the universe. So that would be things like the law of magnetism, how you attract things into your life, the law of truth, the law of light, the law, like when I say truth, it's like truth with a capital T. No matter what happens, it's still going to be true, true, true. Law of time, time in certain dimensions and realities, there's a certain law around that. So the sixth plane of existence is going to be the laws of the universe. And then the final plane of existence, according to theta healing, is going to be the level of creator of all that is. So that is going to be the energy that flows through all things, life itself. So it actually is intertwined in all planes of existence, but it still has its own plane, creative all that is. It literally kind of oversees and intertwines and connects all those different planes of existence. So I break that down and I share that with you because there are certain levels of truth in each plane of existence. And there are certain laws of interaction in each plane of existence. And we connect to all those different planes of existence, right? By the foods that we eat, we're taking on the first and second and third plane of existence, right? The minerals, the vitamins, and the proteins. Those are all part of our physical makeup, but we're also connected to the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh planes of existence outside of our physical body. So we interact with all different planes of existence infinitely. I hope this video doesn't go too long because this card just brought up so much, so much. Ooh, I just kicked you. Sorry. Brought up so much stuff for me. So in this card, well, you're just gonna have to see my nail that's chipped. I was trying to hide it, but I can't do that and talk to you at the same time. So, when I think of the spiral, the different plane of existence, it's almost like going through our different life realities, right? So life situations, we kind of enter it, we learn different things, we move through it. And then anybody who's been on any type of healing journey, you've had this experience where you feel like you've healed that certain element and then you're faced with a similar situation again. But hopefully, as we're learning through, we're spiraling through our consciousness and gaining all the wisdom and insight, we're kind of moving through that consciousness. So now instead of staying in that place for as long as we used to, maybe it was years, maybe it was months, hopefully you move through it in like weeks or days and sometimes just minutes or seconds. There's like an ascension process that happens knowing that you'll move through each thing. But today's oracle message and what I was asked to, like when I ask to share what is important to know for this card, thinking about the different truths on all levels, being open to knowing the truth, whatever that might be, even if it's a truth that we didn't necessarily see at first, and it could counteract our former beliefs, right? Going back to the story of the samurai and the Zen master, they're coming from their different level of experience, their different level of truth, where the samurai is a warrior, it's a protector, and wanting to, kind of be in that role. The Zen master is bringing in wisdom, maybe in ways, it's not just talking at someone. He didn't want to teach as far as, teaching hell to the samurai. He didn't want to teach him about hell and have him experience hell. He wanted to learn it within himself, right? So he wanted to teach him in a different way than what the samurai thought he needed to learn. So when you think about what's going on around you right now, we're in a time where politics, religion, there's separation between us and certain coworkers or family members or friends. There's a lot that's getting stirred up on this quantum level. And going back to the guidebook where it says, my emotions and my mind dominated me. So, where in your life do you feel like your emotions and your thoughts are getting out of hand? Meaning, since you are connected, you are an ascended being in your own way. You're connected to all of it. You're connected to the divine, the creative, all that is. You're connected to your higher guidance. You're connected to your ancestors, but you're also connected on those physical plane level things here. Since you're connected to all of that, if you were to choose to create from that true truth place, still taking in what your thoughts and emotions are showing you, what's currently around you, but do you want to step into that? Is that really the direction that you are wanting to ascend through? Is there anything in those thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that are keeping you stuck in a certain level of the spiral? Or are you doing things to bring you closer to ascension, to a higher level of consciousness? Going back to that wisdom of, you know, not seeing yourself so separate from other people, places, and things, especially when it comes to those topics that maybe we see differently than other people. But if we can kind of share our wisdom and see where each other are coming from, we can ascend higher together as a collective. And it feels like the majority of the people are there. There's a lot of distractions that make us feel and behave like we are more separate than we are, and that is literal hell. That literally feels like hell to our spirit. But when we can find wisdom and gratitude in all of it and love each other through all of it and find union in all of it, that is heaven. So that's just my interpretation for this oracle card. That's where my thoughts went this morning. Let me have another sip of coffee on that one because ooh, I hope that rambling made sense, but that is just what came out from today's oracle message. So, what are your thoughts on some of the descriptions and images in this card? What does it bring up for you? Cuz I feel like there's so many different interpretations and I've been loving what you all have been sharing with your connection to what shows up in these oracle messages. So, what does this card inspire in you, make you think of, and how do you connect to it? Because it's a pretty abstract deck. So I feel like there's not just one answer, one interpretation. Love to hear it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.